Hey, Brian from Garage Mahal. Today I have a wooden train set table. So let's open up, see everything that we get inside. Got it from my grandson and he is gonna absolutely love it, like I'm sure your child will too. So the box is about 60 pounds. So be prepared for that. So it is a little on the heavier side. And I'm just flipping over on this side so we can open it up, the tape, because it's one of those covered cardboard boxes. So we'll just slide the utility knife down here. So we'll put this under here underneath my table. And kind of give you an idea, it comes really well packed with some styrofoam. Okay, right away, there's some parts here. It looks like they're labeled pretty well. And I think I'm gonna put that here so I can lay out some of the parts. Don't have them get more scratched than they need to be. Okay, it looks like there's an inner box. May have some more parts in it, so we're gonna slide that out. Go. Okay, so as I can quickly tell, there are a lot of pieces to this. So I can kind of put this down and out of my way. Okay, so I'm just trying to organize some of the stuff here. Some of these panels. Okay, so here's part of the tabletop. Some nice graphics. I'm going to put that stuff kind of on this side, out of the way, so it can be nice and framed up really good. Unwrap some of this. Bridges. I mean, look how cool that is. Okay, so that is your booklet. I'll bring that closer so you can take a look. But there is there's just packs of trains and pieces and landscape and animals, and bridges and signs and structures and crosswalks, and I mean, like, there's so much stuff. I'm gonna unwrap this and see what this is. Oh my goodness, so it's more graphic blocks and for buildings and helipad. I mean, so that's the turnstile, roundabout station. I forget what those are exactly called, but those are there. Okay, so I think that's one more. Let's unwrap this. And it's just all more building pieces, tunnel pieces, and they're all labeled. So, very cool. There's a lot to this. We're gonna take this box, put this down behind me, but give you kind of an idea. My goodness. Okay, so let's bring this close. Okay, so these are all kind of like preliminary table parts. Goes over everything for you. Hardware. I gotta find that. That's gonna be in that box somewhere. And then step by step on how to put this together. So there are definitely a lot of steps, to say the least. But it tells you all screws, pieces, what goes where. Then I'll show you the track configuration. I mean, let me give you a close-up. I mean, I'm sure you've seen it. So that's it. Okay, let's get going. Okay, so that is your pack, your hardware pack. I'll put everything together. Looks like it is all screwdriver, Phillips head. Okay, so I'm going to be using a ratcheting screwdriver, and I have a regular Phillips head screwdriver just to kind of have on hand. Okay, so it looks like it wants parts 1-1, 1-3, and 1-2, and then part 1. So that's what we're going to be doing here. So here's part 1. So you know what that kind of looks like. So that's 2-2, so we're gonna put that over there. 2-1, and put that over there. So we're looking for 1-1. Okay, I'm using a little parts table. So I'm gonna spread out all my screws and bolts onto this. That way I have everything kind of accessible to me. So part A are going to be these little C retainers. B is going to be these. And they're labeled so you can kind of figure it out from seeing everything. And the unlabeled one seems like it's G. I see a little label floating around on the inside of the bag here, so that's probably what that is from. And then you have C and D, which are basically in this little tiny bag. So kind of give you an idea of how everything looks. So that's part 1-1. One dash 3 is that one. And then 1-2. It's gonna be this last piece over here. So that's basically the other corner of the table. And let me make some more room over here. Okay, so we're gonna be using the G screws and just kind of give you an idea. So there is a recessed part here that the bolts are gonna go into versus a flat side on that. So that's just where the screws come out and then attach into this piece. So, and that is part G. So that is the smaller fittings. And I'm just going to line up this side a little bit. And then we're going to line up this outer spot. And you can kind of see the holes through. So we got that next one connected, and just lift up on it, make sure it's making a good connection. And then this middle part, we will find the holes for that. Kind of line that up. And I'm going to use a little flashlight to kind of help line that hole up a little bit better. I think that's good. Okay. Then we're going to basically do the same thing here. All right, so I am going to use a little bit of a power tool, but not until I got this basically set up properly. Okay, so that is one side of the table. Kind of give you an idea how big this actually is. It's pretty big. So let's put this off on the side. Okay, then next is going to be your 2-1, your 2-2, and then you have this on that side. So that's going to be where you put your drawer. And then again, line this up. And I'll use the aid of a flashlight again to help find those where those holes line up to. Okay, so the cam bolts that are here, basically we are going to be setting them up on this hole right here on the other side, so that you have 4 spots on that piece. Okay, so you'll have those 4 cam bolts right there. Then the other side of the table, same thing. You're going to have those 4 bolts right there. Okay, and then the cam bolts on that side. So put that kind of out here, out of the way. And then you are going to need the 2 end pieces, 3 and 3. So basically these 2 identical pieces, and then you'll have the room for the cam bolts down here on the other side. So we'll get those set up. Okay, so that's steps 1, 2, and 3, and we are basically done with that section. Okay, next we're going to be looking for part 4, and that's the kind of, I guess, the unfinished pieces. So we're going to be taking the side that doesn't have the drawer on, and we're going to be mounting this down, and then this notch is going to go up towards the top of the table, and then you're going to basically kind of put that in like so on the other side. So again, a notch is going to be up towards the top. Okay, next you're going to be getting these little gizmos, and basically what they are going to do is they're going to lock that piece in. So you want to have the C facing down when you put that in, and then it basically kind of goes in, and then you are twisting and it'll kind of lock itself into place. So that's good, so you have a nice sturdy connection. So let's grab either end. And orientation is not that critical on this. So we're going to put that down there like that. And then down like that. So we have that side in place. This is 7 and 8. Now it's 5, so it's basically going to be your drawer. So we can put that like that. So the drawer, you have 4 holes that are here. So you're going to put these cam bolts in there as well. Okay, so either end you have the cam bolts you're going to be putting here. Let me spread this out a little bit more. We'll get that situated. Okay. So you should have it look like that. And then we are connecting them like this, and you'll see how it kind of goes together when we connect the cams, but you have a notch in there that runs on the side. Make sure that that notch runs all the way down and complete. And then this is part 9, which we'll slide in here like so. So it's going to be your bottom of your drawer. And then 9. Will go in like this. Go. And we just pull that out a little bit. Don't overextend it. Just enough to get that in there. Now we can put the cams in this final part. A bag rather. And then that's your handle. So, and then you have number 10, and we're going to put their screws in through here and just kind of start to thread a little bit to hold that handle. Kind of give you a better view from here. And this is the bag that I think it has B and C labeled on it. Okay, so that handle is set. And I believe it goes in like this. Okay, so now we need the drawer stays. So this is D, and there is a slot to screw that in on the drawer. Let me slide this back out again. So you're going to have this little hole on the other side. And that last bolt D goes into here. And then we'll just put that drawer back in. And that will keep the drawer from sliding out completely. And it'll keep it nice and level. So you're gonna have to find a track. So you're gonna have to start screwing that in. And then you'll find where it kind of lines up on the track as you're going in. Okay, so I got this side situated. Get this side started. Okay, so you have to adjust this screw and then keep an eye on it because it is a little bit tight. And if you put it in all the way, it's going to basically kind of push out that. So just keep an eye on it since this is, you'll kind of feel how far you can go with it. Okay, so have that kind of adjusted good. You'll kind of figure it out as you go through. Okay, so this is kind of how it looks. That is how the drawer is situated in here. And next we are going to put on the tabletop, which is very cool. So basically just kind of like lay that in the grooves, and and it kind of fits down nice and tight. And then your play table is basically complete. Next, I think I'm gonna have my wife step in, set this all up, and then we can go from there. But there seems to be no right or wrong way setting that up, but there is a certain way to set it up, and we'll go through it with you. So stay tuned.